It's gonna be part two to quick exhortation. But like I was saying, it's not for the faint-hearted, but it's more so for the ones who, you know, see and understand the meaning of it, and you know why the Lord set this up like this, or whatever have you. But it says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua. Um, I'm gonna read verse 4. It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, um, that he may please him, um, who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And that might be, that's another thing that that might not be that that can be difficult as well, man. Not entangling ourselves with the affairs of this life, because the way Esau got things set up is if you prosper off of if you do the what's not pleasing to the Lord. This kingdom is based on displeasing the Lord and getting benefits for it. You know, Everything that the Lord hates. Esau promotes it. You know, as if you won't. Promotes it with no penalty. You know, you know, uh, um, but we know that the Lord hated. So the Lord will. He gonna give you the penalty. But that's the main reason that we can't entangle ourselves with the affairs of this life. All the lusts of this world. You know, the scriptures say, if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Um, but going back to the point being, enduring hardness is a good soldier. You know, I like to look at this thing sometimes as like a boot camp for strong men. You know, and that's what it's gonna take in order to get the crown. A strong man. Who fear the Lord. Let's look at Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, for I can read verse 2. It says, looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh. It's like of Yahweh. It says, for consider him that endured such contradictions of sinners against himself. Yeah, we gotta consider the Lord. Every time we going through the phase of being, because the Lord he ain't gonna give you more than what you can bear. But we do get, that spirit is 1144. But we do get to those points where it's like, damn, how much more can I bear? Because this shit is getting overwhelming. Like this thing can be overwhelming sometimes. But that's the Lord see that, and once again, He not gonna put more on you. Than your limit. Because each and every brother got his own limit. And each and every brother got a limit in different areas. Some brothers can handle more things in a certain area than another brother can in that area. Brothers come from diversities of walks. But it says, look unto, so like in verse 3, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Right. So if we don't consider that, or the Lord, He had to endure this, because Yahushua, He came in the form of the likeness of His brothers, so He, each and every um type of contradiction that you can think of that you going through, and not only you but any other brother that's in your walk with you, that you can think of that they might be going through, whether it be, he a broke nigga, or he, or he what I mean, or he just some trying to think of something. Oh, he anything that somebody got something to say about somebody, you know, uh, 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 the Lord already suffered that, man. You know, the Lord already suffered that, and He conquered it. It says, "For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds." Right. So hey, you got to consider the things that the Lord went through. You know, and this was before, even before he got on the cross, man. He was dealing with that bullshit from these people. You know, unless we got to consider that, unless we forget about that, and that's when the Satan come in and try to swoop your mind away. He try to take your mind from where it need to be at, which is focus. You know, it says, "Lest ye be weary and faint in your minds, man." And what comes next after being faint-hearted. You know, that's when you close. It's close that you can give up the spirit. Which we pray that the Lord take not the Holy Spirit away from us, because we know it's not in our time; it's on the Lord's time. But it says, "Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him." All right, don't the scripture say, yeah, you can look at the chastisement like people, because none of us are, you know, exempt from judgment. We all, go off, and even in this truth, brothers might have had certain iniquities that was still piling up, until the Lord might have took it from them inside of the truth. Even those iniquities that was piling up, they still might have to be paid for, and you still might haven't even paid for them yet. The Lord required everything. So it says, "My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him." Because who are we to faint? How dare we faint? Or go back into the world, man. Because we still got bills to pay. By the Lord, man. Not these carnal bills, but we had to pay those too. But we still got bills. Still might got some things on your tab that you have to pay off to the Lord, man. And He gonna require all of that. For whom the Lord loveth, He chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom He receiveth. So that's why. Hey, once again, it's like going back to verse 5 when it say, "And ye have forgotten the exhortation." That's why we gotta say, stay exhorted. Because if we don't got that quickening that put us back in the spirit when we fall in low, or don't got that, that energy to just continue to keep moving, like, and striving, like, for perfection in the Lord. Even though we know He can't be perfect in the flesh, but if we don't keep that exhortation, like, we'd just faint, man. We'd just give up. If we ain't had this exhortation, there would be nothing to do this for. Like, it would be like, we wouldn't have no, nothing to keep us going and keep us pushing. That's we sitting up here like the only ones that's really trying to keep hope. Gonna be the only ones keeping hope alive, man. Just based off of exhortation, man. The spirit of exhortation. We gonna be the ones that's keeping hope alive. Hope alive when all this shit going down, like FEMA camps and everything. We gonna be the ones that's keeping hope alive, man. Because we the main ones doing it right now. These people don't give a fuck about hope. In the Lord. They hope they get a new Bentley. They hope which is nothing wrong with these carnal things. Like carnal riches to a certain extent. But like once again, like our hope should be in the Lord, man. It says, "My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, He chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom He receiveth." If you endure chastening, right? Endure, as a good soldier for the Lord, enduring hardness. Yahweh shall dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not, man? What son is he that the Lord don't like? What son do you have that might have acted up and you don't give him a whooping? You got a child that's disobedient to you, and you're not giving them no type of repercussions for it. That's a unstable relationship with your sibling, man. So that's the same way that the Lord is. You know, we suffering all of the wrongdoings that we might have offended him in. Just like, hey, just like in the world, like, you know, hey, somebody might offend you. Hey, you gotta get your get back. You know, and that's, man, this nigga gotta pay for that shit. You know, it might have been a family member. You know, they might have offended you. You know, some in some type of way or form or fashion, and you just like, shit, man, this nigga, man, you know. And the Lord is the same way, man. You know, we offended the Lord. You know, in this life, in the past life, in life before the past life. Hey man, we offended the Lord, you know, no doubt about it. You know, that's why we in this situation in the first place, you know. So yeah, we do have to pay for it, but you know, what better way to pay for it than to fear him, you know? You know, fear him before he, you know, have to bring his fear upon you. That's what I meant. But Lord's willing, this edifying. Blood of us from shall give me the spirit to do this lesson. Till next time I say shalom and the Bible ball. You know, stay strong, brothers, man. We almost out of here. You know, this shit going down. Shalom.